Hello everyone, welcome back to Royalty Soaps. Today we're going to be making two different soaps. These are soaps 3 and 4 in our Into the Wilderness collection. And we're going to start off really strong. This soap surprised me. It didn't perform exactly how I thought it was, but don't worry, I made the best of it. My oils are warmed up and ready to go. I'm gonna pour my lye water solution in. This soap is going to be a little bit of a loosely inspired landscape. We're gonna have a lake, we're going to have a mountain, and then we're gonna have the sky. It's going to be shades of blue, but I'm also gonna be including a mica line. I was thinking of the mica line as like maybe some snow on top of the mountain or even fog. That would fit the fragrance even better. So let's mix this up and we'll split our batch off. All right, this looks great. I have a very specific amount of soap that I have to pour off for each layer just so that I can keep everything looking exactly how it's supposed to. If I make guesses and I pour too much, it probably won't have the visual effect I'm going for. Okay, here goes our lake layer. Wow. Poured it almost perfectly to the gram. We love to see it. And here is our sky layer, and then most of the rest of the batch will be mountain. Gonna wipe down the sides of this container because I'm going to need all of this colored, even though it isn't our first layer. Okay, let's get our first color. Now this is going to be a dark sort of navy blue. Visually, I think this is going to be an extremely appealing batch. It's gonna look really good in pretty much everybody's bathroom area, but specifically people, I was thinking about people with stone showers or like stone colored tile. I just think this would look so good. But remember, the focus is the fragrance. It's always nice to have a pretty soap, but functionality and fragrance are kind of my #1 concern. Now, here comes the tricky part. I don't actually know how this is going to perform in cold process. Okay, so far so good. All right, let's pour it into our mold. Whoa, okay, girl, you are crazy. All that blending on a fragrance you've never used before is wild. Okay, that's okay. Our lake may be a little lumpy. Oh my gosh. Girl! Catherine, why are you like this? Why would you take the risk? Why? Well, I'll tell you this much. This fragrance is going to make making mountains really, really easy. Okay. Lesson learned. Next layer. Now that I know that the fragrance will absolutely be accelerating things, I will be blending in this color first, and then I'll blend in the fragrance by hand and pour. Actually, you know, I can probably blend it in by stick blender. I just can't blend as long as I blended for the last layer. I can't wait to do a mica line. I actually have mica lines or cocoa powder lines in a couple of the designs this month, just because I kind of missed them and was like, wait, this is so effective. It's so visually appealing. Okay, let's try to do this efficiently without it setting up too fast. Gotta blend quick. Now I gotta rush because it looks runny now, but you know it won't be. Yeah, look at that. It's been like 10 seconds and it's already starting to thicken. Like I said though, I wanted some pretty sharp peaks for a mountaintop, so this did actually really work out in my favor. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I wish I could like have smell-o-vision here. I'll tell you what we are gonna do though. We are gonna start including fragrance samples in our orders so that you guys can smell some fragrances you haven't smelled before. We're gonna be introducing some new fragrances to our core fragrance line, and I want you guys to be able to smell them, and I also will probably put them together in a discovery kit. Okay, let's make some peaks. There is a couple of ways you can do this. Oh man, okay, well, I won't be using this method. This normally is a really quick one, but considering how thick our soap is, I might just have to do this. This is not going to end up looking like a mountain peak, but hey, you know what? Sometimes you just have to go with it. Like, no, it's not going to be a mountain peak. It's true, but it is going to be visually appealing. The name of the soap is called Pacific Rainfall. So even though I was going for a mountain, will it still look like rain? Will it still remind you of Forks, Washington? Probably. Okay, this actually smells really good. And yes, it's not exactly perfect. That's not exactly what I had in mind. I still think it's gonna look really cool with this mica dusting. So I'm gonna move on to that. Maybe it'll look kind of like a rocky formation. And quite frankly, I'm still pretty darn confident that I can get a pretty flat top as a good contrast to all this texture. So I'm not even mad about it. Yes, so sparkly. One of the things I really love about this particular mica is that you can really see it after you cut the soap, which will make this look even more jagged and rocky. Kind of got to do it at an angle to get it into all those cracks. I'm absolutely covered. Okay, it looks really good. I do not reasonably believe that I can move everything around fast enough. So what I'm gonna do is I am just gonna blend up this last layer slightly off camera. I guess you can still see a teeny tiny bit of it. I'm just worried that I'm not gonna be able to move things into position fast enough. It's just gonna be hard as a rock. Okay, everything is still really runny, so I'm just gonna pour that right across the top. Hopefully none of those peaks are so high that they can't be covered with this layer. Okay, I tell you what, let's go get some Sparkle Me Aqua maybe Sparkle Me Blue. Actually, I think I'm just gonna do a little more Sparkle Plenty on top. I think that's gonna fit the vibe a little more. Nice. Okay, I feel like I made such a mess that I'm actually gonna have to clean this up before I put it away to rest. Like sometimes you're just like, listen, I can't wait till tomorrow. I gotta clean this up right now. Okay. This is awesome. Oh my gosh, it's literally all over my camera lens. Okay, so what say we let this sit for a little while. I'm gonna check on this one because I'm a little worried that it's gonna be so hot that it's gonna crack on the top, but we'll see. We will see. It might be completely fine. Either way, we'll come back tomorrow and take a look at the inside, which promises to be a very interesting reveal. Alright guys, let's cut this soap that gave me so much trouble. Let me tell you, the next day, this fragrance has blossomed into something absolutely beautiful. No regrets on the fragrance combination. It has stuck in cold processed soap gorgeously. It was just a pain to work with. And here is what the inside looks like. Well, look at that. Even with all my concern, it did end up looking a little bit like a mountain. Not a ton, but a little bit. I'll take it. Some of these looked a little more mountainy than others, but all in all, this is really, really good. I'll take it for how much trouble I had. This one smells so good. I'm gonna make Caleb smell it because I don't think he understands how great it's gonna be.
To me, that smells like the botanical gardens whenever it's rained.
Yes, that's exactly what I want it to smell like. Okay, let's cut another one just to see how inconsistent we got on the look here. I really don't think it's that bad. Also, ever since I've been doing this collection, my particular search history on Pinterest is very specific. And so I think Pinterest is like, oh, are you a national park girly? Here's all the national parks you should go to. And I have to say, for the first time in my life, they have looked very appealing. I didn't know that there were so many sort of like glamping places you could stay in Yosemite or Glacier or whatever. So I kind of want to go. And I was telling Caleb, I think it'd be awesome if we did the thing where you get like a cheap fare out of DFW and then for one day we go take pictures of this collection out in the wilderness. I keep trying to convince him this would be an awesome idea.
Yeah, we'll see. I have a question of the day.
All right, let's hear it.
What is your dream outdoor destination?
Ooh. In the United States?
In the United States, yes.
Okay. I don't know. I've seen a lot of places in Alaska. Wait, I do know. I do know it's Orca's Island. They have these adorable little hotels, and there's this little like pool that is next to the town, and the orcas come in and swim there, and you can see them. It's in Washington.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, sound off. If you've been to Orca's Island in Washington, let us know. How was it?
Yeah. Is it a place where I could take my absolutely like nature animal loving children? 'Cause I really feel like it is. See, that isn't so bad now, is it? I did decide to go ahead and put a little bit of texture on top of the final rendition. So this is the soap that I made, but this is the soap that we will be selling. Now for soap number 2, I really wanted to do a lavender soap. I didn't know exactly how I was gonna pull that off, but then I was like, let's do a lavender mixed with an oak, little bit of woodsy, little bit of floral, and then I threw some vanilla in there to calm everything down and give it just this much sweetness. Also, please enjoy the cutting portion of this video where I guilt trip Caleb into taking me to Europe. Okay guys, now this is a soap I'm actually really excited to make. You guys know, sometimes a simple soap, it's just a vibe. You just don't need more than that. So for the fragrance today, yes, lavender, a little bit of mahogany, a little bit of eucalyptus, sort of just an ever so small amount of oak and cedar. So 2 more kind of trees. That's going to make it a little more woodsy. And then French vanilla. So French vanilla smells a little different from Madagascar vanilla, smells a little bit different from Tahitian vanilla. If you've ever had the pleasure of smelling any of those vanilla beans, it's crazy. It's all vanilla, but they smell a little bit different. Let's blend this up. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to pour off is the top, which is going to be very, very thin. Very, very, very thin. And it's going to be unscented. Why? Because this fragrance oil does discolor the soap. This is the price you pay for working with vanillas, but vanilla is in this season. It's something a lot of people are hankering for in the fall. It is vanilla, yes, but it's also a floral. So you know what that means. It means everything is going to start thickening up pretty quick. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add in a little bit of color to help stabilize our discoloration. I want the discoloration to look even. I don't want it to be wonky and all over the place. Blend it up. All right, let's blend in our fragrance. Don't want to blend too much. And then very quickly, I'm going to pour some more out into this container so that we can lighten it up. Actually, look how beautiful this looks. It's performing very, very well. Little titanium dioxide. Okay, as you can see, starting to thicken up a little, not a ton. I am going to scrape all of this out because it's going to be covered up by our top. We won't be able to see any of it. Then we're going to pour it into our soap mold all over the place, making sure every single soap has some of both the colors. Oh my gosh, I love getting to make small batches of soap. Now, of course, small, small is relative. When I say small, I just mean not commercial size batches. I am in awe of the people who can do that. I don't wish anybody any ill will. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I've seen both. I've done mini batches. I've seen big batches made, and I just love this size. I love how personal it feels. I like feeling like I've touched every single bar. It's got like a maker stamp on it. My brother Elisha makes custom knives. He has also done restoration for axes, and he was telling me about maker's marks in that community, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what like soap tops feel like. Back in the olden days of soap making, by olden days I mean like pre-2020, if you know what I mean, I could tell people by the soap tops. There were a lot less of us then. Now there's a lot more, and there's a lot more creative overlap, but back then I could absolutely tell who someone was just by their top of their soap, because everyone gets distinctive over time. Okay, so for the top, I am going to mix in our white, blend it up. Then I'm gonna pour half of that batter into here, pour my purple into there, mix my purple in. Perfection. Okay, now we've got our purple and we've got our white, and we are gonna pour these two all over our soap. And my soap top is just runny enough that I think I can do this, which is swirling and pouring instead of doing an in the pot swirl. And because this is still so runny on top, I'm gonna be able to flatten it out with relative ease. Let's swirl this around, shall we? Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, awesome. Man, this looks so good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, I'm going to give this a little bit of time, I think, to set up just a tiddly bit more. I'm gonna clean up these edges. The mold that I'm using today is from 𝘊𝘬𝘧𝑒. They are MOCRA approved molds. If you don't know what MOCRA is and you're selling a substantial amount of soap, I'm sounding the bell again. It's already in play, and wooden molds are not approved. You have to have plastic molds. You can learn more about MOCRA and whether or not you need to be concerned as a business on the HSCG website. They have a lot of extremely helpful information, and you can do like a little quiz and they'll tell you, nope, you don't need to worry about it, or yes, you do. But I love 𝘊𝘬𝘧𝑒. The owner, 𝘰𝘰𝘢𝘭𝘵, is fantastic. She does an excellent job tailoring everything for her customers. That is where I have my soap splitter from. I just can't say enough nice things about that company. It's so good. Now we're gonna put some lavender on the top in the middle of these bars. For this reason, I will not be covering the top of this soap. We're going to leave it uncovered. When the bars are too insulated, it can create a very humid environment, which will cause your flowers to go rancid and be very smelly. It's just not a good time. But kept in a very dry environment, they won't change colors at all. This is why you cannot put lavender buds in melt and pour. You've exposed them to a lot of hot liquid and they will just turn brown over a matter of days. They will start to stink. They're a natural botanical, you know, they'll start to break down. For the same reason, you cannot suspend any sort of milks in melt and pour soap. You have to buy your melt and pour base with your milk already in it. So if you want to use goat milk, awesome, buy a goat milk soap base. Do not add your own later on. It's essentially going to be suspended in the soap. It won't go through the chemical change it needs to go through, and therefore it will just start to go rancid in your soap. It's pretty gross. TikTok likes to send me soap maker rage bait. And it's just a bunch of people putting all sorts of liquid in melt and pour soap, including aloe vera, etc. One dude was really, really mad that I made a response video to that. He was like, "You're just a hater." I was like, "No, dude. I just don't want you to walk in and be like, what is that smell in my bathroom? And it's your soap that's literally going rancid." I'm thinking maybe I'm not the one that should be held responsible for you teaching millions of people to make soap incorrectly, but I digress. I'm gonna put some salt on top of this. It's a really, really nice additive. Again, I have waited a little bit until the soap has set up a little. If you add it when it's too wet, the salt may dissolve, and then you're just left with sort of weird looking pockets on your cold process, which is just not very pretty. But if you wait until things are just set up enough, it will stick and it'll just look really nice. I always add more than I need because some of this won't stick. And then what do you do when it doesn't stick? Well, what I personally do is I collect it all in a little cup and I throw it into my next bath. Because, you know, sister hates to waste anything. And that is it. We're going to let this sit for 18 to 24 hours, just like this. And then we'll come back and we will take a look at the inside after this quick commercial break. Alrighty, let's cut our lavender vanilla oak soap. This is going to be another one you guys like because yes, it smells like lavender. It also smells a little bit like woods, and again, that French vanilla, which is a bit sweeter and a bit lighter. Don't think buttercream vanilla cupcake. Think almost an herbaceous vanilla, if that makes any sense at all. This is what it looks like on the inside. And look at the top. This is so, so cute. I want to do this with more herbs and salts. Again, I think this is like a really effective way to spruce up the top of a soap bar. Have you guys decorated your house or apartment or living situation for fall yet? I'm not gonna lie to you, I put my fall decor out really, really early this year. Ooh, look at that swirl. It's almost like a ghost swirl. Why this thing looking at me though? Why does this look like the face of a bug? Like a praying mantis or something? Do you see that? Or maybe a bird. Does it look like a falcon? He's gonna go peck something. Let's see if we can find another one. Aw, this looks like a dog. Maybe. Like here's his face and here's his ears. Or like a sheep. Maybe a sheep. Caleb's looking at me like I'm insane.
It's a sheep, sure.
What's this look like, Caleb? A rain puddle.
A heart.
Oh, that's so nice. Caleb, do you know something that literally everyone is asking? Every single person in the comment section wants to know why you haven't taken me to Europe yet.
Oh, well.
They're like, hey, does that man even love his wife?
Is that what they're saying?
That's what they're saying. Everyone is asking this question. Isn't that right, you guys? Isn't that what all of y'all are asking, is why you haven't taken me to see the lavender fields in France? I'm pretty sure this is on everyone's mind. And so the people need an explanation.
You know, if you buy this soap, maybe we'll think about a trip.
Oh, okay.
What's your favorite thing to put lavender on or pair it with?
A first class ticket.
Oh, gee whiz.
But in reality, I like butter. I like lavender butter. I like lavender butter on biscuits. It's so good.
I like lavender coffee.
Oh, that's really good too. How about both? How about both together at the same time? I really, really liked the way this looked, but I thought, let's just take it up one more notch and add a little bit of purple into the soap. So this is the soap that I made, but this is the final look of the design. Both of these soaps will be available with the rest of the Into the Wilderness collection on
October 10th.
8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is a Friday night. And we still have one more soap to go. I saved the best for last as far as looks are concerned. Actually, we have a really wide variety of fragrances this month. In fact, I wrote an entire blog post about it because I'm so passionate about the scent combinations. The older I get, the more complicated I like the smell. What can I say? Now, you be sure to do something for yourself today, whether that is going out into the woods on a little nature walk, touch some grass, reconnect, or maybe going into an area of your living space and going, you know what? I'm gonna tidy that up. I'm gonna put a little autumnal decor there. I am gonna make this space somewhere that I want to relax in. You guys know I don't really care what you do. Just do something for you, and I will see you guys in the final soap video for Into the Wilderness. I mean, not to tease too much, but it is kind of a throwback to like Royalty Soaps' original frosted soap look. And I know you guys are down to watch embed placement. Anyways, have an absolutely royal day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.